Hi guys, it's Bill and welcome back to my channel. Halloween is fast approaching, and if you're anything like me and sometimes leave things to the last minute, I might have the tutorial for you. I've put together an awesome pack that you can use however you wish for your last minute Halloween decorations. Okay, so here in Cricut Design Space, the first thing you'll open, when you open up the project, the first thing you'll see is there's quite a lot going on. And what we'll do is we'll hide everything and then we'll talk through them piece by piece. Okay, so with everything hidden, the first thing you'll see here is going to be the bunting and the little pieces that will eventually go on straws. So let me just change that colour quickly so you can see it a little bit better. So you've got your two bats, you've got two different types of pumpkins times two, which will be the front and the back, and the same for the bats, and then tombstones as well, again front and back. So let's change that back to black. So that's the first thing you'll see. The second thing is we've got all of these little faces, which are all the faces to go on the pumpkins. They're going to be cut out of vinyl. The bunting will be cut out of cardstock. Then we've got here, which is slime, which the idea of this is that it's got a fold line. So you can hang it over either the side of your table, or you can hang it, on the top of your kitchen cupboard, or your fridge, or anything you want really. Then you'll find that we've got the little ghost faces, which are hiding over here. They're going to be cut out onto vinyl, but then that also leads to the ghosts that they will actually go with. So let's just bring all of those up, and then obviously the little ghost faces, and the ghosts will be cut out of cardstock. Then we've got Happy Halloween, which I'm going to be cutting out of the same vinyl that I'm going to be cutting out the little pumpkin faces in. And then also RIP, which will go on the tombstones again, which will be cut out of the same vinyl. So let's go over to our cut settings. So if I hit make, everything is set out to try to be as easy as possible. There are a few things that you'll need to tweak, but most things will be quite easy. So the first thing that we've got here to cut is the little ghosts. So this is going to be cut out of cardstock. This is actually going to be cut out of it's down here as heavy cardstock. So it's asking you to put in the fine point blade. The second thing here is we have got the little ghost faces, so let's hit continue. So these will be cut out of scrap pieces of vinyl. The one that I'm using is actually Cricut removable. So I can just put on smart removable. It's smart removable, but it's going to be cut onto a mat. So the next thing to cut is going to be the bunting and all of the straw elements. So this is on a 12 by 12 mat, so we'll hit continue. So this is going to be cut onto cardstock, so we'll just go over to our material, and we'll use light cardstock using the light grip mat. Now we come on to the Happy Halloween. This is going to be cut on vinyl, and we're just using permanent glossy vinyl for that. And this, because it's got a paper backing, I'm actually going to load it up onto a light grip mat. Now we come to the pumpkins. Now the pumpkins are currently showing as being on two different mats. Cricut Design Space doesn't always do the best job at maximising the space that you have. So with my second pumpkin, I'm going to click up on the little three dots up here, and I'm going to do move object, and I'm going to move it to the second one. And the first thing you'll see is that they don't necessarily fit. If you wanted to make these pumpkins bigger, then obviously you can, It's entirely up to you, but just by literally moving one of them, as you can see, they now both fit on the same mat. So again, this is going to be on light cardstock, and I'm going to use the light grip mat. The second thing we've got to cut now is the pumpkin faces. So this, I'm actually using smart vinyl. So I'm actually going to go without a mat, and I'm going to click continue. And I've only got a few options because I'm using smart material. I'm going to click on smart permanent, and the last thing we have to cut is going to be the slime. And again, we're using the light cardstock, and we'll hit continue. And here, this is where you'll see that there's two different tools that you're going to use. You can click edit tools and use the stylus if you want. I'm just going to use the single scoring stylus because that's what I've got. Once you've cut that, it will then ask you to replace the scoring stylus with the fine point blade, and it tells you here what's coming up next. Okay, so everything has now been cut out, and you'll see that there's obviously loads of little pieces. So what we'll do is we'll start off with the vinyl, because that is the thing that will probably make like more sense once it's been weeded. So we'll start off the corner here, and so these are the pumpkin faces that are cut out that will go onto the pumpkins. Now there's two ways you can do this, and it doesn't matter what face goes on what. I'm actually just going to eyeball it, and I'm just going to peel them off and stick them on. So that's our first pumpkin done, and then we have our slightly smaller pumpkin. That is our second pumpkin. So there you go, that is our two pumpkins done there. So then the next thing we'll do is I think we'll do the little ghosts. So we have got two of each. Okay, so here I have got a little packet of straws, and what I'm going to do is I'll actually do the faces first. It's going to go nice and slow, not going to rush anything, because these faces are obviously very, very small. These are going to be table decorations. These are going to go onto a straw. So what I'm going to do is flip that over, and I'm going to do you down the middle there, and you down the middle there, and piece here. So I've got two faces cut out here, and you can, if you want, you can put the ghost face double-sided. Stick that on there like that. There you go, and then that is your little ghost on a straw. Now, I have got some pumpkins, some bats as well. Now, exactly the same thing here. It doesn't really matter what face you put on each one. It's entirely up to you. So yeah, as you can see, I'm just using a pair of tweezers here. Just makes it a lot easier, which I should have used for the other one. So here we are. We have four little evil pumpkins. We have a ghost and a straw. So make sure we have the right pumpkin with the right one. So the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to stick the back down a large piece of sticky tape, because obviously pumpkins are a lot more easier to do than, say, the ghost. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll take straw and the pumpkin back, and you can go down however far you want. And then what we'll do is we will take a pumpkin face and line it up, and we'll stick it down. And there you go. We have pumpkin and ghost straw toppers, as I'm calling them. Okay, so the next one we have are the bats. Now these are obviously a little more tricky. So all of the bats have now got glue on the back of them, and we'll get some straws here. And again, it's kind of up to you how far down you want to go. But we'll just stick one in there, and we'll stick one in there, and then we'll line these up, and then you have little bat toppers for straws. And there you go. The one thing I would say is when you're making the straw toppers, obviously make sure your hands are clean and the surface that you're working on is clean as well, because obviously people are going to be drinking from them and you want them to be food safe. The next little thing we have is the little tombstones, and these, like these, are just going to be table decorations to just lay around. But if I take this, now this has also got the Happy Halloween written on it, so let's just take all of this off. Now how I made this Happy Halloween is I took a piece of paper, A4 paper with a Sharpie, and I just wrote out Happy Halloween. I scanned it in, or I took a photograph of it using my computer, and then I used Illustrator to vectorize it, which I will put a screenshot up of me doing that. There is a feature in Cricut Design Space where you can actually do that, but you have to be a paid member. I'm not a paid member, but I do have Adobe Illustrator, so for me that was the easiest way of doing it. But if you wanted to use your own font or anything, then obviously, you know, you can, or if you wanted to do what I did, you can. It's just be a different, slightly different workaround. So we now have our little tombstones, and I think we will use tweezers, and then we've got 2 with RIP and then 2 without. So another thing you can do is you can take a jelly roll pen or any white pen, and what you can do is you can make some cracks. You could also write RIP as well. You could write someone's name if it's a placeholder, anything really, and that's just using a jelly roll. Now the next thing we'll talk about is the slime. So here we've got a crease line, so all we need to do is we just need to fold this over and just fold along that crease line like this, and that will basically hang over the end of your table or a kitchen cupboard or anything like that. So now comes onto the bunting. So this obviously needs to spell out Happy Halloween. Now I'm dyslexic, so I've got Happy Halloween on the screen in front of me, because the last thing I want to do is make a mistake. And again, you know, this does not have to be perfect by any stretch of the imagination. So that's all of them laid out, and we have a number of these left over, so you can either add some either side or you can just keep it to Happy Halloween. The only thing that I would do is I would make sure that there's at least one blank one in the middle, so there's a space between happy and Halloween. Okay, so to string all of this together, I have got this orange and white twine that I picked up a number of years ago in a craft shop. I don't even remember where I picked it up from now. And what I'm going to do in terms of trying to figure out how long I need this is I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and actually, you know what, I'm going to go 7. It's worth having more than not enough. Okay, and that's how we've got that through. Now the only problem is that it's not doing very well with this material, so should be okay though. So the way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to thread it through, and I'm going to start from the back and work my way forward. So then I'm going to go through here, and obviously you just need to be careful that you don't rip the paper because it's obviously quite fragile. So that's the first piece done, and I've got plenty there, so I can always move it along if I need to. So the next letter will be N, so we're going to go through here, again just being very careful that we don't rip the card, the paper, because it is very thin. In hindsight, I should probably have made the holes bigger, but this is all a learning curve. So there you go, guys, that is the bunting done. Quick thing to note, the yarn that I'm using is about 1.4 millimeters when I measured it. It fits quite nicely in the holes. If you want to blow this up in Cricut Design Space and make the bunting bigger, obviously you'll need to split it down and change it to maybe like 2 or 3 per sheet. It's entirely up to you. Obviously the bunting is quite small, but that's how it was always designed to be. So there you are, guys. That's some last minute Halloween decoration ideas. They're available in Cricut Design Space and you can use them however you wish. Make sure you like, share and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.